Hi, welcome to HomeRoastCoffee.com's simple coffee roasting directions for beginners with the West Bend Poppery Popcorn Popper. You can find these on the internet or thrift shops. You're going to want to look for the 1500 watt model like we have here. We've preheated this for about 2 minutes before we got started here, so we're just about ready to go. A few of the items that we like to have handy when we roast are obviously our simple roasting directions, and these are very brief, easy to follow. You can find them on our website. It's a free download. We also have our home roast coffee roast log, also available on our website. We like to record all what type of coffee, the time, the temperature, how long it took us to roast. Pen, obviously. We've got a timing device, obviously necessary. The coffee today that we're going to roast is the Home Roast Coffee Plus Columbia Supremo. We've got a wooden spoon for stirring, a hot pad, small kitchen scale measuring cup, funnel for pouring the done coffee beans into our stand-up pouch, a small fan, and a roasting pan for cooling them down. Today we're going to begin by simply pouring the beans into your... Now we like to use 4 3/4 ounces with the West Bend. That seems to be a good amount to roast. It keeps the heat in. You can do it either with or without the top on. Today we use it with the top on, at least to start out. You pour the beans in slowly so that you can see the beans, and they should just barely move when you've got them in. We're roasting outdoors, so the chaff, the small particles, the flakes that you see flying off, that's the skin of the coffee bean that's still on the bean when you buy it, green. It dries up and flakes off, which is nice. If we're indoors, we use the chute and do it next to the sink. That way we direct that into the sink or into the trash can or whatever we have handy. Outdoors, we can just let it float away. As the beans roast, they will get lighter, and obviously you'll see that the motion increases and the amount of chaff that flies off increases. The West Bend Poppery makes this a pretty easy operation. You can still find these on the internet, probably $20 to $40. It's one of the most consistent and easiest ways to roast, and at $20 to $40 economical. When you have an open line of sight to the coffee beans, you can take the temperature of the beans with your infrared thermometer. So you can see the beans are getting a light tan. What we're doing now is listening for first crack. First crack signals the point at which the beans are beginning to be usable as coffee. The beans will make a sound when they reach about 375, 380 degrees Fahrenheit. Sounds like toothpicks being snapped. We'll hear it here in a moment. First crack should last anywhere from 30 seconds to about 2 minutes. There's the beginning. Just like watching your popcorn, they will start slowly, increase in intensity, and then diminish. There's usually a short pause between first crack and second crack. Second crack will sound more like crispy rice cereal when you add the milk. We can take the coffee beans from the roaster at any point from the beginning of first crack here on. Right now we're probably looking at a light cinnamon roast. We're currently at 3 minutes and 50 seconds. If you like a very light roast, this would be a good place to pour them out. Today we're going to go into second crack, so you get a chance to hear that. Still first crack. You can smell the beans roasting pretty well now. There's a little bit of smoke. We've ended first crack at 4:35 or so. There's a few pops and crackles here yet. 4 3/4 ounces of coffee works real well. You can see that the coffee pretty much stays in the roaster. A few try to escape. We're probably passing an American roast, and we're coming into second crack. There's increased smoke. We're well into second crack now. We're going to stop because this is where we like to have our coffee. We've got our fan running. Simply pour our beans into the roasting pan. Shake it a little bit over the fan. Cool it down. You can see these are nice big beans. Nice, they roast nice and evenly. The last of the chaff has been blown off. The beans are cooled down to about the outdoor temperature. We'll simply add them to our stand-up foil pouch. This is where the funnel comes in handy. And we end up with 4 ounces of nicely roasted Columbia Supremo HRC Plus coffee, probably at about a city roast there, at a total time of 7 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. That's Simple Roasting Coffee Directions for Beginners with HomeRoastCoffee.com. All of the directions and the downloads are available on our website. Please join us and enjoy your cup of coffee.